What is up, YouTube? It's been a little while since I've uploaded anything or recorded anything or streamed anything. So I'm sorry about that. Um, but life. School's been busy, and I lost the shirt business, and I'm working many hours, and night shift is slowly killing me. So I'm doing my best. But I figured I'd make a video today because this channel was originally started back in 11th, 12th grade, high school, years ago now. And I would make little short video essays, rambling about whatever. Not really video essays, more like just me rambling about stupid stuff. And I guess that's what I'm gonna do now. Anyways, uh, I was recently listening to a Chris Williamson podcast. Very good podcast. I quite like it. And he was talking about this concept called the lonely period. I'm pretty sure that's what he called it, the lonely period in someone's life where they are I think he explains it as they're growing as a person and improving and sort of leaving their old friend group behind, but they've not really found those new people to assimilate with. So they're in this state where they're sort of alone and trying to improve themselves, and it's lonely, and that resonated with me a lot. This year, 2024, has been a doozy. Let me say that. And so I think I've definitely experienced this. Where do I start? I think biggest thing affecting me and making me feel like I'm in this sort of lonely period as I'm trying to improve and build my wealth and become sort of a man as I'm entering in my 20s. I'm only 20 now, coming up on 21 next year. It's crazy. It's scary. Anyways, one of the big things for me has been working the night shift. I work generally 8 hours, 5 days a week, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I take whatever extra hours I can get. And I have found that working the night shift has killed almost all of my relationships, social relationships outside of like family and maybe one close friend. And that has been now coming on 12 months. Yeah, 12 months. And there's a lot that's gone into that. I find I work the night shift because the pay's better. And I've got a financial goal, like a fire goal, and to do that, I'm making as much money as I can. And the sacrifice there is a few things. One, social relationships. It's difficult to go out and catch up with friends or have the motivation or to do anything. One, because I'm so tired because I don't sleep on night shift. I struggle to sleep, and that's a sunlight issue. I've tried many things. I find I just have to knock myself out with melatonin and hope for the best. And then two, just timing of things. It's 2:40 a.m. on a Saturday morning, which is my Sunday night as far as I'm concerned. Uh, you know, who's up? Who up stroking their shit at 2 in the morning? I'm kidding. You're watching me ramble. If you've made it 4 whole minutes into this video, or depending how I cut it up, I guess. Maybe I don't cut it up. Maybe we just upload it as is. Anyways, the lonely period, night shift. Yeah, I work by myself pretty much. I have one other coworker on my shift who is up the other end of the shed doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing. Just like listening to podcasts and listening to YouTube videos and whatnot, building parasocial relationships with Dr. Mike Israel from the Making Progress channel. That was a terrible impression of my Lord and Savior, Dr. Mike Israel. Yeah, no disrespect, I love you. Anyways, I don't know. I really struggle with YouTube, like talking to the camera without any prompting. So I guess this is good practice for that. Anyways, night shift has been a big part of that lonely period, you know. But another thing for me is just personal human connection, and this is going to hit me hard, or this has hit me hard. Um, and so it's going to sound weird. It's going to feel weird for me talking about this stuff on camera. So bear with me. But it has been now, we're in October, 13 months since I have spoken to a woman outside of my family in person. Literally spoken to. Um, Outside of maybe passing hello to the lady who works at the front of the gym, because I'm not that much of a social outcast. Or maybe I am. Anyways, my point is, part of me feeling like I'm in this lonely period and feeling, and being on the night shift and busy with my hours. I don't know when I'm supposed to go out and meet people or catch up with people or who I'm even supposed to meet. I talked to one person I went to high school with. Like, that's it. Maybe. Sometimes someone will reach out and it'll be a short conversation, but it's guys, it's the guys. It's not any sort of female interaction, which is this is so bad. Like, I sound like an incel. I hate this. So I'm not an incel. Maybe I am. Tinder doesn't work for me anymore. I got banned on Hinge for having a hunting photo up there. Anyways, I haven't had female connection in 13 months now, which is not long in the grand scheme of things. Like, what am I whinging about? But having had that in the past, and having had what I thought was like a real pretty strong connection, and then going from that back to being alone and not really having any sort of drive to do things. I guess you probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. I should say, get my drive and work ethic from a woman. But what can I say? I'm a guy. That's all I live for. Not really. I don't know. I live for the gains that I've also been losing on the night shift because I don't sleep, and no sleep has killed my gains. That's why I'm wearing this oversized shirt. I won't go out in public ever, except to go to the gym, which is all I do, other than work. But there are advantages, I find, in this little lonely period of life. For one, if you have a financial goal, a FIRE goal like I do, financial independence, retire early, and you want to get ahead, maybe it's not a bad thing. Instead of me going out and spending my money on drinks or meals out or dates or whatever else young people my age spend their money on, trips to Bali, that's what they do. I've stacked up a significant amount of money in like ETF investments. I would say significantly more than most people in their 20s. Just to give like not trying to boast or anything, like it's not about that, but to put it in perspective, like I will hit, at my current rate, I'll hit $100,000 in investing probably around May to June next year, which I'm very proud of, very very proud of. And as we all know, compounding interest is a beautiful thing. It'll continue to grow itself. And so I'm setting up myself for the future. But part of that has been me sacrificing my life, in a sense, as a young person, which is sort of terrifying to think about, in the sense that a lot of older folks you talk to will say that they sort of regret not enjoying their 20s, but at the same time, a lot of them will say otherwise and say, as a guy, your 20s is a great opportunity to do this and to dedicate yourself to something. Uh, so I'm very conflicted in continuing down this path. But then again, it's like if I got off the night shift and I went back to doing whatever, maybe if I focused on school more, focused more on my university studies, I would meet more people. But I doubt that's the case. I doubt that's the case. I think I need to do something. So I was how do I word this? I need to do something drastic again. Last time I felt this way, uh, I went over to the States and I worked as a camp counselor. And that was the greatest thing I ever did in my entire life for personal growth and for building relationships and meeting people. And, you know, maybe the solution is to take a small break and to travel. But at the same time, I really want to hit this goal. But, lonely period, man. I don't really. I'm struggling to talk in front of the camera, so I'm gonna end this this 11-minute yap session. This talk to ya at 2 a.m. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know where I was gonna go with this. Maybe with practice, I'll get better at talking to the camera. Maybe I'll make these into like a weekly thing, and you can watch me progress as a person over time, and maybe you can progress with me. I don't know. I don't know, but I figure I don't want to be awake right now. I'd rather be asleep and on a normal sleep schedule. But I got to wait till 6 a.m. to go to sleep so that I wake up tomorrow and can go to work tomorrow night not shattered. Yeah. Anyways, life is miserable right this second, but I know that in the future I may or may not succeed because I'm afraid of women and I will never not work night shift. Who knows? I'm kidding. That's a bad mental. But that's what not sleeping is doing to me. So also why I haven't been streaming, partly is because I've just got no energy. But I scrounged up the energy to do this today. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys maybe next week. Thanks for listening to me rant about random shit.